Good morning, my friends. Welcome to this episode of Healing Your Codependency. I'm Marshall Berkshire, and I'm your guide in increasing connection, safety, and well-being in your life beyond codependency. Today, we're going to talk about how to actively nurture emotional safety in your life, what it is, and how I'm doing it right now with what's going on in my world. So we're going to get some real-time examples with that. So that's what we'll be experiencing in today's episode. Yes, so let me know if you have ever experienced a sense of fright or panic or being hijacked by an emotion when you're doing something that is scary, something that is a risk for you. I imagine you have. Most of us have, honestly. And then we're clamoring to try to find some safety, try to find some shelter, to try to find some support. And a lot of times in our experience, especially early on, we didn't get that. Instead, we were told to muscle through it, be tough, stop being so sensitive, stop worrying about it so much, things like that. That's what I experienced a fair amount of in response to the anxiety I had, especially around being seen, around doing daring things. This is still something that gets me today. In fact, today it got me. I was having a lot of activation around the promotion that's going on for the Codependency Healing System and the amount of visibility that requires me to create. So being seen this way can be really, really intense because it can, sometimes I get criticism, sometimes I get really unpleasant emails, sometimes it's just the amount of attention that's coming in that can be really activating. And my history with being seen and having attention has been a very painful one. And so my body shows up with this really braced experience of going, oh, am I going to get harmed again? Am I going to get humiliated again? Am I going to get criticized and get laughed at? Are people going to insinuate things or imply things that I haven't said or done, which is something that happened a long time ago in my history? My body's bracing for those consequences. It's bracing for that fear. So how am I managing that? How am I doing that? Or how am I caring for that? That's what inspired today's episode, because I want to show you real time how I deal with this so that you too can see what's going on for you. And you can apply this to the activations, to the pain, to what shows up for you in your life. And you can help build or add to some emotional safety for yourself. So the first thing I did in this experience is I acknowledged what I was feeling. I acknowledged what was coming up. I said, oh, this is scary. This is uncomfortable. This is not fun. Of course I'm feeling this. I let myself sit with that acknowledgement. Yeah, it's really uncomfortable to be seen. It's uncomfortable to take this risk where it might be rejected or might be criticized. And yeah, it's also really scary to have that happen sometimes. And that keyword sometimes is actually a key word there. It's an indicator that I've also done this and not cared about it happening, and I've also done it and have received no kind of criticism. Really important to help my body resource a little more that, oh, this doesn't always happen, and sometimes we don't even care if it is happening. So that helps the body go, oh, I've got some other options here. So I got that going on. So I'm acknowledging it, then I'm legitimizing it. It's like, oh, yeah, of course I'm feeling this way. I'm scared of these things happening. They can be really intense. Sometimes it can be really, really harmful. It was, especially in my teen years, with certain things that happened around this. My body's like, that could happen. And yeah, that's a rational fear. That's a rational anxiety showing up there. So I'm sitting here being present with it. And then I noticed that the drop in the intensity of those sensations, and I let that take up a little space. And then I asked myself a question, what do you need? And this part of me that's been in that, carrying all this activation, all this pain, spoke up and said, I need some support. I need to know that other people have got my back. This is really cool because usually it's just been me having my back and feeling just fine with that. But today that shift happened where it's like, oh, I want external support too. So I did two things here. One, I identified the external supports I do actually have in my life that I can concretely say they support me. I wrote their names down and how they support me. I allow myself to feel into the experience of having and receiving that support. Like, it's there. This is a form of resourcing it's a form of identifying resources I have, and then allowing myself to feel the experience of their support, even though I haven't actively gone and asked them for the support right now. So that's the first step I did. The second one is I actually asked for it. I went out and said, hey, I would like some more of this. Or do you have my back? I went on Facebook, or most of you are watching this on Facebook. Hey, what do you think about my work? What are your feelings? Where are you at in this? That's a way of me crowdsourcing some support there too. Crucial in our ability to resource is to identify what we need and then ask for it and then receive it and let ourselves feel it. And as I've been doing this, it's bringing more and more peace. It's reducing that intensity, but it's also expanding the confidence and the sense of groundedness and rootedness I have, because now there's an interdependent experience of support happening both with me, my adult self, to my child self. So I'm doing my part there, and then resourcing it socially with others out there that I trust and support, that I can identify, and then even asking a little more from the community. This is interdependent support. This is how we emotionally resource ourselves and increase our safety emotionally. This is what I teach in the Codependency Healing System that we'll be starting here in just about 3 weeks. Just under 3 weeks, actually, because it starts 3 weeks from yesterday. We spend 10 weeks on emotional resourcing, identifying internal and external resources, moving into the ability to acknowledge, legitimize, and integrate our emotional experiences, learning how to regulate that pain, how to bring in titration so we can expand our capacity and add some soothing into pain and activation, how to unwind shame and guilt. All of this is the foundation of disengaging the fawn response so that you no longer have to be codependent to get your needs met. So if that's what you're looking for, come join us and learn how to restore and increase connection, safety, and self-worth in your life through the Codependency Healing System. Links is above on Facebook, below on YouTube. My friends, and if you're listening via podcast, healyourcodependency.com. So we're admitting 75 people this year. This is the only time I teach this, so it's the only time you can enroll in it to take the live classes. I'll only teach it once a year, so come join us there. And it's 36 live classes taught from August to May of next year. So it's a long, deep journey in creating well-being and happiness and interdependency in your world. My friends, resourcing our emotional ability to care for ourselves, to soothe our pain, and to increase our safety, increase our well-being is both an internal practice and a communal, interdependent practice. We need each other that way. We find safety in numbers. We find shelter. We find support and guidance this way. We are built this way. So it is important to learn how to identify safe people and safe communities and then lean on them a bit. Learn how to receive and integrate that support while also maintaining our own autonomy and our worth and in our resources so that we can feel even safer in doing what we need to do for ourselves and our own well-being. So that is today's episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take time with any activation you have to acknowledge it, to allow it to be real and valid. You don't have to fix or change it. And then allow yourself to ask, hey, what do I need here to help support myself in this space? See what shows up and then take steps to bring that into your world. That's how we increase emotional safety. Thank you for being here, my friends. Thank you for your support in my work. I look forward to seeing you in the workshop happening this Saturday. The link is above on Facebook, below on YouTube if you want to join us and learn how to heal your codependency permanently. And see you both online and in the Codependency Healing System if you choose to join us. Have a great day, and I will see you in our next episode. Bye-bye.